Hi guys, how you doing? John the Bearded Vampire here. Hope you're all having a really good day, staying safe, staying quarantined, looking out for each other, staying at home, only going out blah 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 when you need to. Really important at the moment to do that. I was talking to a friend earlier on when I was recording, like before I started to record this, about my channel, about where I want it to go. Because at the moment I seem to be all over the place. I do like beard vlogs, I do gaming, I do coins, I do chili testing, I do dedications, I do all sorts of stuff. We need to try and focus my energies on just a couple of things. And one of them that my friend suggested that I talk about is me, basically. As bizarre as it may seem, me and my mental health. As you all know, if you are a returning viewer, I suffer from mental health. If you are a newcomer to the channel, big surprise. I've suffered from mental health since I was about 15, 16. So yeah, I'm going to start right from the very beginning. I call myself the bearded vampire purely. The bearded bit is quite obvious. The vampire bit, I spell it Vampyr. The correct term is with an E on the end, but I chopped that off just to be a bit kind of more unique. Has nothing to do with the computer game Vampire. I actually call myself Vampire this way years before that did. I've been calling myself Vampire online in kind of chat rooms and online in email addresses and stuff like that since around about 2002, 2001. So if anything, they nicked it off me. I call myself Vampire because my dad, growing up, when I was growing up, he was really into Hammer horrors, Dracula, Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing, Vincent Price, those kind of really cheesy Hammer horrors. I thought it was a bit of a tribute to that, and obviously it kind of gone on to me. I love vampire films. I've got a whole shelf and stacker box dedicated to just vampire films in my bedroom. So it seemed a natural progression to call myself Vampire. I didn't want to call myself the common Vampyre because everyone does that, and to try and get a bit of a difference, I thought I'd do it a bit differently. So yeah, that's why I've called myself my name anyway. At the moment, you will just see, unless you're really kind of new and this is going to happen after this, I only call myself Vampire 2109. 2109 was my student candidate number from when I was at school for my GCSEs and A-levels, so it seemed a natural number to use. It doesn't get used any other way, so no trying to hack my phones or PCs or stuff like that, because it won't work because it's not the password or PIN number for that. I say PIN number, no one says PIN number, it's just PIN. That's my phone going off. And again, wow. So yeah, that's me for my name. The reason that I wanted to do this channel, I've been running this channel now for I think it's 4 years. I took a year out because I went away for a year. Don't want to discuss that. That's never going to get talked about on this channel. But I went away for a year, so okay, I've only been doing it for like 2 or 3 or 4, something like that. Because I did it for 2, then I missed a year, and then I'm back, and I've been doing it for a year or so now. But I did it originally because I've always suffered from really low self-esteem and kind of lack of self-confidence and stuff like that. So I thought I'd do it, throw myself out into the world of YouTube for you all to judge me. It's something that's really affected my life because it means that I've basically everyone's I know you're really shy. It's not just shyness; it's much more, it's much deeper than that. Wow, my phone's really getting mental today. It's more than just shyness. It's almost crippling. It stops you from talking to people. It stops you from making new friends in real life. I've got loads of internet friends because I can talk to people because it's not a personal one-to-one type thing in real life. So I can make internet friends no end. When I was heavily into the internet around 2000, 1999 to 2002, 2003, I had loads of friends and then had to stop using the internet because I moved out and I couldn't afford the internet, so blah, 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 blah. But now that I'm back living with my mum, I can make friends easy. Online, on Twitter, not so much on Facebook because Facebook's Facebook and it's not really a social. Even though it's a social network, it's not very social, if you get what I mean. People tend to keep themselves to their little communities, where I think Twitter is much more socially kind of interactive. But no, I can't make friends very easily in real life because I don't have the confidence to go up to someone, or someone talks to me, I tend to kind of shoo them away, like be really kind of blank to them and answer what they want to say, and that's about it. I've never really I've had like 1 or 2 girlfriends. Again, because of the self-confidence. I mean, it was the girl who actually asked me out. I didn't have the confidence to ask a girl out. She asked me out. And that's how that happened. Damn phone. So yeah, it was, it does stop me from doing stuff. It stops me from being kind of a normal person. A normal person would kind of like talk to the cashier at a shop, for example, kind of strike up like a conversation, or if there's someone packing the bags, they talk to them. Taxi drivers, talk to them, stuff like that. It's very rare that I can do these kind of things because I don't have the self-esteem or the self-confidence. One of the reasons that I have a beard, one of the reasons that I used to have piercings, which I want to try and get back again, is to make myself look so kind of, I want to say hardcore, but I don't mean hardcore or freaky or anything like that, but just so kind of stern that people just avoid me. Because at least that way, I'd have a good reason not to talk to anyone. But I've always been like that. Whether that's, my dad died when I was 8, whether that's pretty much been my life since that. I've never really had a huge amount of confidence because of that. I think a few people think as well. I think my family members think. But at 15, 16, when I was doing my GCSEs, I suffered from depression. It got to the point where I had to go onto medication. I've been on a good 6 or 7 different types of medication for depression over the past 25, 26 years. Loads of different kind of antidepressants. Some of them aren't used anymore, some of them were trials, some of them just fell out of common use. Some of them kind of just fell out of favour. Some of them obviously just didn't work, so I had to try something else. There were fads as well of tablets, but I got over it. At that time, I was strong enough, mentally minded enough to kind of get over it. I didn't do anything stupid while I was on the antidepressants at first. I got a job. I was fairly normal. I used to go out clubbing while I was doing my A-levels. And just after I finished my A-levels, I used to go clubbing. So I've not always been like this. It's after I lost my first job, which I quit because I'd got another job. The night before I started my new job, I tried to OD on some spare antidepressants that I had hanging around. I took them all, and within half an hour I was throwing them up in the toilet. So, that was like a bit of a failed attempt. It wasn't I didn't know what I was doing at the time. I just wanted the sheer stress of starting somewhere new by this time had kind of kicked in. Fine. So, I tried to kind of kill myself. Didn't know what I was doing. I knew I wanted to end it, but I didn't know how I was going to do it. I didn't think I thought I'd had enough meds to actually do it. But it turned out that I didn't. So I had to go to work the following morning feeling like absolute crap. I was there for a few years. Things were going good. I got laid off because the company shrunk. It sold off like a bunch of their buildings. So I was out of work for a bit. Got another job. They completely took the mick out of what my job entitled, getting me to do way more than what I should have been doing, which caused me a load of stress. So much stress that I started feeling depressed again, which meant that I got put back on antidepressants. I got put on different antidepressants. I did my back in, so I was also put on painkillers, not mega strong painkillers, just like ibuprofen, but like 600ml ibuprofen. They were like massive. They were like huge, great big torpedoes. So I got put on a combination of antidepressants and painkillers, which made my sleeping pattern completely erratic. I was spending all my time asleep, which meant I wasn't going to work, which meant that I wasn't phoning in because I was asleep. And that stressed me out even more because I was getting a load of hassle from the bosses. And then I'm not sure exactly what the trigger was, but at some point I started to hear voices. Went to the doctors, and it turned out that my depression had kind of funneled and kind of twisted itself into psychotic depression. So I was then put on antipsychotics as well as antidepressants and painkillers. I came off the painkillers to try and work, which was doing my back in even more. But because at this point I was feeling really, really low with the voices, and they were terrible voices. The voices telling me to hurt myself and to kill others and hurt others, to hurt myself, to kill myself. They were telling me that people were watching me, that they were talking about me, that the whole world was against me. All these kind of things, all constantly in my head, and it just got too much. So I had another attempt at trying to kill myself, this time by filling a bath and having a bath and trying to drown myself. But again, my basic kind of want for survival kicked in. And I couldn't do it. Literally, I was underwater and everything, but it just, my natural instinct to breathe and to survive just kicked in. So that didn't work. It got to the point where I could no longer go to work because I couldn't face the people there, because I thought they were judging me and always kind of doing it. And again, my self-confidence was kicking in. I can't talk to people on the phone. I've never been able to talk to people on the phone because of the self-confidence and self-awareness and low self-esteem and stuff. So talking on the phone is something I just can't do. I can do it, just about do it now. But then I know that if I answer the phone while I'm at home, it's because it's going to be a drunk hoax caller or one of these survey things where we just put the phone down on them, or it's going to be someone from mum. So literally, I'm literally picking up the phone saying hello, blah blah, is your mum there? Yes, here you go, and hand it over to mum. That I can do. But anything other than that, holding conversations on the phone, I can't do. And because of this, I wasn't phoning in sick. They knew why I was sick, because they knew that I was on antidepressants and antipsychotics, because I had to get paperwork to be signed off at one point. But when I was back at work, I couldn't go to work because of everything that was going on. Couldn't phone up to let them know that wasn't going to be in, but they did know, and because of this, they laid me off, which made my kind of depression even worse, because I wasn't now doing a fixed routine of getting up, going to work, coming home, eating, sleeping, getting up, going to work, blah 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 blah. My voices became worse. I went from suffering from psychotic depression to suffering from schizoaffective disorder, which is a mild form of schizophrenia. Where I also started to see things occasionally. Nothing major at the moment. At the time, it was just kind of like things just in the field of vision, just like the corner of my eyes. I'd like see something. And again, it was kind of horrendous imagery, people in flames, hellscapes, stuff like that. I've likened it to, if you've ever watched the film Constantine, the hell vision, when Constantine goes into hell, and the kind of things there. I kind of like it to that. And the people were like Dan Brown's Inferno, the film Inferno, with Tom Hanks. The people were like that, with kind of really weird faces and back to front faces, upside down faces, and they just weren't normal people. So yeah, that started to happen. And again, I was seeing a counsellor. At this, I wouldn't have finished work because they thought that was the best thing to do. So I saw a counsellor. She got me to a point, like a CPN, a community psychiatric nurse, I'll see him. And she got me to the point where I could come off my antidepressants and be on a low dose of antipsychotics. I've only ever been on risperidone antipsychotics, but I started off on 0.5 milligram once a day, and for a while I was okay with that. We increased it to 1 milligram because it was starting to get a little bit bad, and then to 2, but I got stable at 2 milligrams a day. Came off my antidepressants, stopped seeing her for a while, and I was doing okay. And then a few things kind of happened in my personal life, and I had to see her again. And this was about 4 or 5 years ago. And through this time, my kind of risperidone had, over periods of time, increased and increased and increased. And I'm now currently, from what I've been told, at the maximum dose they can prescribe for risperidone, which is 8 milligrams. I take it in 4 milligrams in the morning and 4 milligrams at night. And that apparently is the maximum dose they can give people. For what I've been told, I don't know if that's true, or whether that's just hearsay, whether that's just people trying to make me feel bad or what, I don't know. Apparently it's the most they can prescribe. So if I get any worse than this, I'm going to either have to go on something stronger or something completely different. Yeah, things happened. I went away for a year. They took good care of me. I'm not going to talk about that because it's the one part of my life that I do regret. I do have major issues with that period of my life, to the point where my sisters don't talk to me anymore because of it. I've lost my flat because of it. It hurts a little bit still. So yeah, I'm now back living with Mum, as I've said. She looks after me, I look after her. And that's really almost it. Nowadays, I don't go out. I mean, I've not been out socially since I left A levels. And that was, 22 years ago. I go to the shop. We used to go shopping, me and my mum, on Thursday to Sainsbury's, but it got to the point where I couldn't cope with it mentally. Because of my voices that I was hearing and the hallucinations. It got to the point where Mum's back and feet would hurt walking around the shop. So I decided that we're going to do online shopping, so I don't even get out shopping anymore. Literally, the only time I leave the house, before lockdown anyway, was to go to the doctors and the clinic to pick up my prescriptions, to drop them off, to pick them up, and then to the chemist. And that was it. And then I would go to the shop every other week to pay Mum's bills for her, because she couldn't get to the shops to do it. I'm at a stage where I'm trying to convince her to do it online and do it via direct debit or whatever. I need to look into those details to find out how to do that, because we live in a council house. But yeah, it's whereabouts I got up to. So yeah, I didn't go out anywhere, not really gone out for years. And then lockdown happened, brilliant lockdown. Everyone's like going, well, we've got to self-distance and self-isolate. And I'm like, yeah, I've been doing that for years. So, you know, it's no big difference for me. I say it because it's what I've been doing for years. The only thing that I'm struggling with at the moment is doing these. Not in doing them, but trying to find the time to do them. Again, harking back to the self-confidence and self-esteem issues. My mum spends her days in that half of the room. This half of the room here. That's in darkness, just there. That is another room. This is one big long room. So she spends her time downstairs, obviously, during the day, either with the telly on or listening to music or reading the like reading her phone or whatever. But I don't have the self-confidence while she's doing that to come on here and record videos. So it's a little bit kind of awkward to do them. We're not at each other. You know, we get along quite well. You know, my mum is pretty much my best mate. You know, she's been there for me through everything, no matter what's happened, even through what I've just been through 4 years ago. You know, she's always been there, and I really do appreciate that. But it just means that I can't really do stuff, so which means that I've been either getting up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning to come down to record stuff, or I'm getting up at, say, 5, 6 o'clock to record stuff if I've had a really bad night. Or like tonight, I'm still up. It is 10:15 at night. Normally I'm in bed for about 7 because the TV, it's something else that happens, is the TV makes my voices worse. It doesn't make them more violent or anything like that. It just increases the volume because they're trying to fight against the TV kind of thing, because obviously I'm trying to concentrate on the TV and the voices are like, no, we need you to pay attention to us. And I find that music is a real help. So the only programme that I can watch on TV is Pointless. BBC One's Pointless with Richard Osman and Alexander Armstrong, because obviously they do a bit of talking, which is normally what causes the voices to play up. But then when the tower's going down from 100 to whatever, it plays a little bit of a jingle. And that little jingle is enough of a break and a bit of music to soften the voices. If I'm not watching Pointless, I've always got music on. I've always got my headphones to one side. They're a pair of Beats that I got from Wish. Because Mum doesn't like my kind of music, I don't like her kind of music, so when we do listen to music, we always listen to it in our headphones. So, unless she does go out, well, when she was able to go out, I would put music on then through the speakers. But normally it's just through headphones. Okay, lost trail of thought. Yeah, record a video, so I get up early, or as I'm saying now, I say, normally I go to bed at 7 because I can't. That's when Mum watches TV most. It's between kind of like 5 o'clock and when she goes to bed at 9:30, 10 o'clock. So I go to bed at about 7. I don't go to sleep at 7. I go up to chill out, listen to music, gather my thoughts and calm my voices down for the day. Deep breathing and listening to music, burning like an oil burner, kind of incensey, smelly stuff. All stuff to help calm me down. So I mean, I don't go to bed like officially like to sleep until about 10, 11 o'clock. Like once Mum's come up, I know that that's kind of a decent time to go to sleep. So I go to bed early, but at the moment I'm up because I wanted to do this video. I was determined to do this video. I don't know where I'm going with this video, other than intending to tell you about me. As I said, my friend's good friend he does YouTube himself, but he tends to do gaming and he wants to do film reviews and other sorts of stuff like that. You know, we thought it'd be a good idea to actually talk about me on my channel. So once a week, at the moment I'm going to do a quarantine video where I talk about bits and bobs of how the quarantine's going for me and so on. but I'm also going to try and do either once or twice a week a video about me and how my mental health affects me, how I cope with it, what I do to improve my mental health, what I do when I'm feeling bad, stuff like that, and hopefully it'll make you understand me more. It'll make you understand mental health better, hopefully. Not so much understanding mental health itself, but how people suffer from it and how it affects their life. I don't know if any of you out there do suffer from mental health. If you do, how do you deal with it? I want to try and get a few kind of conversations going. What do you do on a good day? What do you do on a bad day? How do you make it a good day? I'll talk about all these kind of things. I'm still going to do other things. I might kind of stay away from the gaming side, because it's something that I don't enjoy as much. I used to be a really heavy gamer. When I was working 12-hour nights, like on my nights off, I would literally game for 12 hours solid. But I don't enjoy gaming as much as what I used to. What can I say? So the games that I do have on the PC, I've not got any games on this PC at the moment because it's a brand new PC. I need to get an external hard drive to put all the games on. But hopefully I might do music reviews, my favourite countdown kind of charts, favourite this, favourite that, but try and steer it more towards music, my favourite artists, my favourite bands, my favourite genres of music, my favourite albums, why they're important to me and stuff like that, because music is a huge part of my life. As I said, it's with the pointless countdown kind of bar thing. Music is the only thing I've found that is able to not put a stop to it, but drown them out enough to the point where I'm not stressed out about it. I listen to heavy metal. I've listened to heavy metal since I was about 16, 17. Well, rock since I was like 16, 17. I grew up with people like Bowie, Queen, Bon Jovi, Iron Maiden, Metallica, from like my sister and my uncle and stuff like that. But my own personal taste of metal, of being heavy metal and so on and rock, stemmed from about 1997, 1998, when I used to go clubbing in a heavy metal club. I used to work there. So yeah, I listen to heavy metal. It helps drown the music. It helps drown the voices out. I don't see hallucinations anywhere near as much as what I used to. If I do, I know it's going to be a bad day, and I try to get my music on straight away. Or I'll just hide in my room where I know I'm perfectly safe. But no, music is a huge part of my life, which is why I want to try and steer it into me and music. I've made this decision literally in the last hour and a half, 2 hours, with the help of my friend. He's really suggested them talking about me and my mental health, which I think is a really cool idea. And I've decided to kind of extend that and talk about doing kind of music reviews. I'll download music and talk about music and maybe even discover some new bands, get some recommendations from you guys. I don't care if it is pop or R&B. The only thing I'm not kind of settled and kind of the only thing I won't listen to is live R&B, live rap, that kind of stuff. because it's all in the house, yeah, in it. You know, it's stuff where they don't really sing the songs that you go to listen to. That's the only thing I won't listen to. I listen to classical. I used to listen to classical quite a lot when I was growing up. I like certain cheesy pop stuff like Aqua, you know, Barbie Girl and stuff like that. You know, cheesy. I even like the Teletubbies theme tune. That the CD or the cassette tape, as it was when they came out. It was a cassette tape. Yeah, I do like stuff like that. My mum kind of listens to Cliff Richard and Still Devo. I've not really listened to that kind of stuff. I'm leave that purely turf to do. But no, if any of you want to suggest music for me to listen to, I will try and get my hands on it. Either by Spotify or YouTube or, you know, some Deezer, you know, something. I'll try and get my hands on some of the tunes and listen to that, and if it turns out I like it, I'll add it to my library. I've got about 200 CDs. Oh, pardon me. You know, so I've got a reasonably extensive music collection. Most of that is metal. There's a few soundtracks in there. There's a few pop albums in there. There's a few Bollywood CDs. I've got a load of Bollywood cassettes because I used to be really into Bollywood. But yeah, I mean, I've went on now for 36 minutes, almost 37 minutes. Yes, I think this video is quite long enough. But I just thought I'd kind of do a bit of a heads up as to what's happening in the channel, talking about me, going in a completely new direction. I'm still going to do my coin collection for a while until I finish my coin collection. There's still stuff that from the old kind of adaptation version, so whatever, of the channel that I want to finish. I'll still throw in the odd beard care kind of product review kind of thing. But mainly I want it to be about me and music. I'll try and do, I'm not going to do loads. At the moment I've got like, I think it's 11 videos a month. I'm not going to do that many. I'm going to completely rehash everything. And maybe just do about 7 or 8 a month. Like 1 or 2 a week, basically. And that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this little extensive chat, and I'll tell you what, if you've listened to this point, comment, John I don't half know how to gossip. John don't half know how to gossip. Put that as your comment, and we'll see how many of you watched it to the end. And I bet you most of you haven't. But anyway, if you enjoyed this, if you have, and you feel that you might get something out of these videos, subscribe, leave it a like, share it, comment on a few things that you think I could possibly do to increase kind of chances of people watching it. You know what I mean? Just leave a comment about what you think the channel should be like, and I'll see you all in another video. Bye.